Yay! Welcome to Philo. Welcome to Philo. We have me. Here's Robin. We got to turn off our logo thing here, and here we are. Hi.
Hi.
And yeah, let me get my screen all working, so people can see what we're doing. This is where we left off. Let's see. There was a design. Oh, shoot. Okay. I know how to do this, I swear. There we go. Yes. So this is where we left off from last time. And starting from the beginning, Philo is a show. Look, I got a ticker on the bottom. Tell us what to draw. Philo is a show where we draw what happens from panel to panel that people make suggestions for. And so this is where we started last time. And so it was Philo reading a bunch of comic books on the ground. And then he leaps up in the air. He's so happy for comic books. And forgets that he had pasta on the stove and doesn't want to burn it. So he pours the pasta into the strainer. He saves the pasta. And the phone rings. So he goes to answer it, and the dog gets into the pasta. Dog's very happy to be eating pasta. And then Philo trips over his comic books trying to get to the dog to get the pasta away from the dog. And he hits his head on the counter, and the knife falls. And that's where we left off.
Donna.
Yeah, so let's see. This is my sketch layer. We'll move my sketch layer up here for right now. Yes. And then I gotta actually put on my gloves and stuff. I have not done that yet. That shows you how prepared I am for today's show. Yes, there we are. So he hits his head on the counter, and now what?
Well, we don't have an audience yet.
Oh, wait. I gotta get myself set up anyway because my Huyon is just not working yet. It's mapped wrong. See? It's on the totally wrong screen. All right, there we go.
Huyon.
It is a poor man's Cintiq monitor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, and so Huyon is like, how much was ours? It was $450, whereas the Cintiq is, can run you like $2,000, and it does the same thing just as well. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I asked for one of these.
Nice.
Yes. So hits his head on the counter, and then I think we will have him land on the ground like this. And so he's going to be like, I think the knife's going to be right here. It's going to land and scare him. With the dog like up here in the corner. I know, isn't this the best drawing in the world? As he's still holding the pasta.
Hasn't the pasta spilled out all over the floor?
That's what I'm doing right now, is the pasta spilling out all over the floor.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we're on the same page. Yeah. So talk to me about what's going on in comics right now. You're more well-read than I am when it comes to comic news.
Not these days. Holy cow, I'm not. I'm an old lady.
Oh,
no, well, I mean, there's some stuff I know about. I mostly know about what's happening in my friends' lives and things like that. The last book I got, I was very grateful to get a gift from James Bandera Smith. He got me the latest Dave Cooper art book, but reading it, I think it came out in 2019 or 2020. But it's new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going through that. I don't know. Do you know Dave Cooper's work?
I'm sure I'm familiar with it without knowing I'm familiar with it. Yeah, and
he did an amazing comic. My favorite characters of his are Pip and Norton. I can show you Pip. There's a Pip in here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that.
Oh,
yeah.
That's Eddie, though. Let's see if I can find a Pip. Oh, there's a Pip. That's Pip right there.
Huh.
Here's my thumb. That's Pip.
I've seen the style. I just don't know where I've seen the style.
And then his greatest comic ever, and it is a genius piece of work, is called Weasel.
Yeah.
And it's about an artist kind of losing his mind over his model and questioning his talent. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's always, you write what you know.
This is Eddie Table.
Yeah, I've seen the guy's work. I just don't know where I've seen it. Probably in college.
He's Canadian, actually. He's
well,
from
that's
Ottawa.
why you're familiar with him, is because he comes from the great, Canada of North.
But he's also a oil painter who does Pillowy Girls.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, he is quite talented. One of his biggest fans is Guillermo del Toro. He has a huge, like a giant piece of work from Dave. And maybe it's a couple years ago. I can't remember. Time blurs, but he did a giant piece for Joe Quesada as well, the former editor at Marvel.
What? Yeah, I know Joe Quesada. I mean, I remember when he used to draw for X-Men.
Yes.
Like I watched his career go, and then he used to be the president for a long time. And
I think he was editor-in-chief
Mango
for a while. But anyways, so Dave's kind of a fine artist.
I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
That's what I got for you next to drink.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, eat it.
Ian picked up some like margarita drinks, and he's like, here, I think you'll like these, because I like the mics, but I'm not a fan of seltzer. Yeah.
That's what I'm drinking, is basically seltzer. It's a Beaujolais, but it's like a holiday Beaujolais.
Ooh, Bublé. Isn't that like
He's changed it, see?
Yes, that is a non-alcoholic seltzer. I was talking about alcoholic seltzers.
Oh, I know you were. I know what hard lemonade is, but I don't drink alcohol that much, though.
Usually I'm not a drinker. I live in a state where weed's legal, and so that is my vice.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
that's my vice too.
Yeah, and so I decided that with Philo, I'm doing it in the evenings. I'm gonna have one drink, and loosen up and draw. Dogs spilling pasta on the ground. Yeah, why not?
It's Saturday.
The last comic I bought was Bodhi Troll by Jay Fosgitt. If you're familiar with him at all. He's an interesting artist. He's very cartoony. When I did the show with Chuck, we had him on as a guest once. Very cartoony work, but he can also do very good likenesses in his cartoony style.
Yeah.
And so he has gotten jobs with like Disney doing like duck books. He did like a Donald Duck book, and he had to draw all these ducks and birds and dogs and other Disney like characters. So he just drew his friends as ducks, and he just drew his friends as birds, and people on his Facebook list and stuff. He's just like, hey, you're a bird in a panel now. And it's just really that was one of his commercial projects. He used to do the covers for My Little Pony I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think some of the other stuff that he did that's like more famous. And then Bodhi Troll is his own creation, creator-owned project. And so it's this little cute troll that's smaller than all the other trolls, so he's not as scary or anything. So like the town puts up with him, because he's small and like just non-threatening. And it's just about his antics in this medieval kind of pseudo sword and sorcery fantasy world as a tiny little troll. And it's really adorable. I've been enjoying it. It's good stuff. And yeah. Okay, so we got pasta on the ground.
I'm gonna look that up. Bodhi Troll.
Yeah, Bodie.
Bodie.
Yeah.
Troll.
In fact, I can do this because I have amazing technological powers. Yeah.
Split screen.
Let me see. Let me do this. And then a friend of mine got me to switch to Microsoft, the new Microsoft Explorer, the Edge, right? And yeah, he got me to switch over to that. But the only thing I don't like is that it won't let me switch my search away from Bing. And
yeah, I hate Bing so much.
Bing is such a bad search engine, but it's still a really good web browser, aside from the fact that it won't let me switch the search to Bing. So that's why I have to do this. I have to go to
when
Google,
I lived in China, that was their search engine was Bing. So I always see Bing as inferior.
So this is Bodhi Troll. Here's Jay right here, and then you can see Bodhi, and kind of giving you an idea of the stuffs. Let me do this. Oh no, here. Yes, let me do that, and then that way we can see the full page.
Nice. That's pretty cool art.
Yeah, and so this is Bodhi Troll. This is the last comic I read. I have it. I find that the best place for me to do reading is on the toilet. And I know that's like, haha, funny, whatever. But that's where
it's your only quiet time.
Well, no, my mouse is being weird. Okay, no, that's because I was trying to do the mouse up on the wrong screen, so that was my fault. Yeah, and then let me do this. I'm still trying to figure out my setup, but yeah, and then I will do this. I think this was how we had it set up before. There we go. And so let's see, we got the dog here. But yeah, I've been reading that, and then I've been reading People's History of the United States, which isn't a comic. It's a book written in the 70s, but it's still pretty appropriate. And yeah, Howard Zinn basically breaks down every era into this is what the winners of the era wrote, and then this is what happened to the losers of the era. And so you don't hear about what happens to the losers usually in history books, and
right.
So yeah, so it's talking about things like Wounded Knee. It's talking about things like what actually happened at Custer's Last Stand. It's talking about things like, the Jim Crow era laws and how they came into being. And yeah. And so I don't know if you know this right now, but we have a presidential candidate down here who's nuts. And
which one? Who are you talking about?
The orange guy. I'm talking about
Trump.
Fuck that guy.
You know who these people are. Yeah.
Yes, but he's nuts. And they're fighting about the 14th Amendment and the Second Amendment and the First Amendment. on him, or or the 14th Amendment, the first and second article of the Constitution is what they're going over, and they're saying, oh, we have this. They say, oh, Article 1 gives him full immunity, but Article 14 says that he is banned from even being eligible. And so so it's insanity right now, and I fear for my country. And then the other guy's just too old,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's the lesser of two evils. I don't know. I wish we had politicians like Trudeau, because Trudeau.
I was reading about Chris Murphy. Do you know about that guy?
What happened?
Chris Murphy is one of your senators, and he got a gun bill passed. And they're talking about him as a potential presidential candidate for the Democrats because he seems to be able to unify both sides. Because he was able to get this
gun bill passed.
Gun bill passed, yeah. I believe his name's Chris Murphy. He's in the... I have a subscription to Vanity Fair.
Ooh, look at you in Vanity Fair.
It's so cosmopolitan. I learn a lot.
You?
Well, I actually learned a lot from this magazine. Yeah, Chris Murphy. He's the Connecticut senator. This is him here.
Well, maybe there's hope then, because I'm sorry.
He's not running, but they're saying that there's potential that he could be convinced, or he's, what I mean? He's really definitely involved, right? He's heavily involved. Currently, his concern is he notices that there's a pretty heavy malaise in the country. A definite depression and loneliness amongst people, and he wants to figure out how to fix it so that people get passionate and involved again.
Pay them more.
Yeah,
that's it in a nutshell. No, what's going on in our country, and what's been going on for a long time, and I'm sure Canada's like this as well, is it's between the rich and the poor. And so we have Democrats, we have Republicans, and the Republicans are definitely supporting the rich, but the Democrats have, they care about keeping the status quo controlled. They want to keep the status quo and appease the rich people and just give enough scraps to the poor that they don't revolt. And so that's what I'm finding out from reading history. But yeah, okay, so first panel, the knife falls and almost hits Philo. What happens? We don't have any guests right now. We don't have any watchers. So what do you think?
I think. Oh, that knife is just really irritating because it looks like it's about to chop off a finger.
Should it chop off his hand? The cool thing about...
maybe a finger, and then the dog accidentally eats it.
It chops off a finger and the dog eats it.
Yeah, because it's like at the tip of the finger, so it looks like it's part of the bow tie pasta.
I don't know. Like if it falls,
because he's got a finger stretched out there. He's got two. It just looks perfect. Like it's just gonna take a tip off.
Oh, I see where you're looking now. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, I see. I got a plan.
And the dog's not gonna care. He's just gonna eat everything.
Yeah, and so what we'll do is we'll have his
like
hands.
A dog would. Like a dog would.
We'll have his hands. And then here's his... Let's see, I gave him 3 fingers. Okay, so he's going to have 3 fingers. All right, and then we're going to do that. Yeah, and let's see, what else? I've been taking care of my daughter, my husband, partner that I've been with for, 14 years. But we're not married, but we have a kid together. It's complicated.
Common, Sounds pretty normal.
Yeah, but I have like it's complicated on Facebook because we're not married, but we're together. Yeah. Anyway, he was working this awful job, and they were dicking around with his pay, and so they had this. It's a sales job, and they had this incentive bonus to make X amount of sales in a week, and he did it. He met it. But it was like a stupid little technicality that didn't give him the bonus, and it was just the last straw. And so we went into his office today and packed up all of his stuff. And,
that's hard.
Yeah, and so
but you have to know your worth. Like, honestly, I worked at Fabricland, and they essentially took money from me, and I was just like, I gotta get out of here. Like, this is a terrible company to work for. Like, we do so much for them, and then they kind of essentially steal from you to an extent. It's just like, it's not on. Like, okay, not everybody's gonna be in the greatest of jobs, I agree, but at the same time, you want to kind of trust who you're working for.
Well, he had worked there for 5 months and generated $500,000 for the company and was paid less than 1%. And so and the thing is they've had a mass exodus of employees out of there because they started dicking with the commissions and dicking with the pay and the base pay. Like they were doing stuff where they, over the Christmas holiday, they said, hey, stay home, be with your family, and everyone's like, okay, we'll stay home. We'll be with our family. Right. And then they take out $200 from the paycheck saying, well, you weren't in that day. That's the kind of stuff.
Seems like it should be illegal because that's like misleading. Mm-hmm. That's misleading.
They basically took money out for them being home on Christmas. Like I thought Christmas was a federal holiday.
Yeah, it is. In Canada, it's on the 25th. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like it should be protected, right? Let's see. Let's start with the knife. All right, and we'll do.
You know what you should? Wait. You should do like 3 little panels showing the knife coming down. You know how it's gonna come down onto his fingers?
Yeah, but no, I was just gonna do that with one of these.
All right. Sure. I'm just saying. I was just being all artsy.
I know, but what you're talking about is a lot more drawing.
Yeah. And I'm not doing any of the drawing, so I should shut my mouth.
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this. And we'll have his thumb and everything like that. And so he's got, there's blood. Here, I'll just make the blood black.
Black blood.
Well, he's an alien, so he probably has black blood.
I don't know if he's an alien. I think he is a creature of television. I think that was what Hamill had in mind.
Okay, well, he's not human, so black blood is still on the table.
That's true. Okay, and then we will do this, and we will have his little, finger, and then here's his thumb from that. And then, And I just to emphasize how dramatic this is. Oh, hi, Sugar Booba. What you doodling, dude? I am doodling a comic called Philo. Here, let me show your comment. See, there you are. I'm drawing a comic called Philo, which you guys tell us what to draw from panel to panel. And so his fingers are being cut off in this panel. This was Robin's suggestion while we were waiting for somebody.
I'm not such a gory person, but it's just that the knife was right there.
Yeah, I understand. It's just it's what happens. And so his fingers got cut off. We're gonna draw some bow tie pasta. So what do you think should happen next, Sugar Brubaga? Yeah, with my funky music.
I like it.
Yeah.
It comes with Restream, and since I'm paying for it, I might as well use it. I don't know if it's AI music or if it like somebody wrote it and made it and then it just plays, or if it generates depending on what you're talking about, like if we get really excited, the music tempo gets fast.
It reminds me, like, I watched this woman who does like doll repaints and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and she always has the same music. It's really soothing to hear. I get annoyed if it's different.
Yeah.
But it's the same kind of thing where it's just this kind of generic, like, up tempo. I don't know, techno. I don't know my categories, my subgenres of music.
I wish I knew more about music.
But it's like what we're listening to.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about music. It's one of the things that I kind of regret that I don't. Like, I play guitar, but
it's techno folk. It's techno folk.
Techno folk, is that what it is?
Yeah.
This music, by the way, on the program is called down tempo.
Oh, down tempo. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's like the genre or whatever.
Yeah, I think it is. I've heard that used before, down tempo.
I don't know. And then there's also like holiday music and like there's one called corporate that I almost used, but it just sounds like a corporate video. Let's see, we'll do this. And then let me turn that off. Yeah, okay. So
we lost our only person.
No, we got 4 viewers actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
so you need to respond and tell us what to draw.
We can't force people to talk to us. We must entice them. And so
I'm a bully. I'm all about bullying.
You're all about bullying them to participate?
Bullying to help draw.
Okay, panel 3. And then, okay, so panel 2, his fingers are cut off. What's next? Tell us, people. Oh, wait, it says my name's Robin Fisher now. Why is my name Robin Fisher? Edit name.
Oh, weird. Sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Maybe because I came out and then came back in under my original name, and then
I don't know.
Because at one point I came in through the back door under your name, right? And then you changed it to my name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because because I gave you the backdoor key.
Yeah.
And I forgot to tell you that you have to change your name every time you come in through the back door because you're under my team.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I came in my own way right now, so got my own name.
Okay, yeah.
I took your invitation.
We will figure it out as we go. And,
no kidding.
Yeah, and I should have like prepped ahead of time and had this like event set up and everything before an hour. I'm so professional. But shoot, what did I do? I drew that on the wrong panel. Okay, this is going to be merged with layer below, and then we're going to create a panel 3. There we go. So now it's all on one panel. Oops. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, so his fingers are cut off. What's going on? Maxler, I will reiterate what's going on. So Philo was reading his comics last week, and he's jumping for joy. He's so happy for reading his comics. And then he realizes he has soup on the stove, and so he goes, oh, it's my soup! And, goes and pours out his pasta, and saves his pasta. And the phone rings, so he goes to answer the phone. The dog gets the pasta. So there's the dog happy eating the pasta. And when Philo goes to try and get the pasta from him, he trips over his comic boxes, and you can see the dog with the pasta. And then where we left off last week was he hit his head on the counter and knocked the knife off of the counter, and the dog had the pasta. And so what we did today is the knife falls, and the dog drops all the pasta, and then the knife cuts off his fingers. And now we're on our next panel. So what happens? You tell us what to draw from panel to panel. You. Yeah, see? I'll do this. Tell us what to draw. Let's see. If the you said the dog eats one of the fingers?
Yeah, I think that the fingers get mixed in with the pasta and the dog is just slabbering and grabbing anything he can and eats the fingertip, not realizing.
Bloodlust. Like Cujo.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he's
No,
like
I see him as a goofy doofus. I don't see him as Cujo.
Oh yeah, that's Ian. Hi Nightmare, how you doing? He gets up and screams and the dog runs off with one of the fingers. I love it. I love it. That's what we're doing.
Look, he already looks like he's up and ready to scream.
Yeah, I'm having him scream. And he's gonna go scream. You know, as his like hands are cut off. And then I'm gonna have the dog. He's gonna be over here with the fingers in his mouth. You know.
Delicious mouth fingers.
Delicious mouth fingers, is that what you said, Ian?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my my partner back there. So, all right, and I am gonna do this where I'm gonna show what Max said. He gets up and screams, and the dog runs off with one of the fingers. And so, I'm still working on trying to figure out how to manage this. But we'll do that. Okay. And so we'll have him running off. And he's going to be wagging his tail because he's going to be happy dog. And we're going to have Philo here going, no, my thing. And there's going to be pasta all over the ground. Let's see. And then blood all over the ground. And in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to shrink this down a little bit. Yeah. I love technology. You know? Like, as I don't have to fight myself on my sketches of going, oh, I drew that too big, I drew that too small.
Draw any way you like.
Any way I like, and I will. I will. Let's see. He's gonna be like, no. Okay. That's a pretty good sketch. So we'll start with the word balloon. And we're going to do a serif font here. Scream. Amber didn't leave enough room for the word.
He's so agitated it doesn't even fit in the word balloon.
He's so agitated, that's what it is. It's just scream. Look, I'll even do this.
It's escaping out of the word balloon.
Yeah, just like his eyes here. Let's see, we're gonna do this. And then I got to create a section on my website for all these panels. So I can just give people a link to go and catch up on the story. So I don't have to go through every single panel, every single episode.
Smart.
You know, and then that way I can just say previously and show the last episode and then catch people up. So that's what I'm thinking.
Good call.
Yeah, and I also got it linked with YouTube, so it's going to be saved on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. And
Hi, YouTube.
Yeah, the first episode I was not able to get on YouTube, so it will be a lost episode. And so I have accepted that as
a secret episode.
A secret episode. And so yeah, if people are like, how come there's only episode 2? Where's episode 1? Well, it didn't transfer over. I copied over the files. I might upload it at some point, but for right now, I'm not worrying about it. And I'm giving him his little Philo shorts. He's like, my Philo shorts. My hands. Oh, wait. What's wrong with me? I drew him with fingers. What's wrong with me? I drew him with fingers.
On both hands? Amateur.
I know. What's wrong with me?
AI?
What is this? AI? Not working on the story? Oh man, I had a pretty lively AI argument the other day.
Yes?
Yes. I posted about it on Facebook, where I took screenshots of the argument. And I was like, here's my argument. Yeah, a buddy of mine who works in environmental sciences. He works for the water department where he lives, and I want to say he's in Arizona or something, where water is, really important to be able to know like where it is and how much you have to use and all of that. So he has been using AI collected data about the environment and like water tables and stuff like that, and getting decent results that help him in his work. And so, he prompts me asking if AI could be used ethically in art, and I had a firm no. And then he's like, no, it's a serious question. And I'm like, it's a serious answer. And I laid out all my arguments, but he kept like going like, oh, but I'm having this positive use. And I'm like, you might be using it ethically, but not everyone is. And it.
So like it's just scraping for data though, so that's why it's not like affecting anyone his way, right?
Well, yeah, it's what it's doing is it's allowing him to be able to spot patterns in like rather than a human going over these huge tables of like what water levels were here and at what sanitation station and everything like that, and trying to correlate that data into a smaller bite-sized pieces to know what's going on. He had AI help him with that. And to me it's like that is ethically sourced information, because everybody who provided the information to this AI with all these tables and everything, like it's either public information or it's information that was provided to it directly. And so that I could see as ethically sourced, but I don't find someone's art online, their name typed into Midjourney, is ethical. Like my name was on that Midjourney list, and it was referenced 12,250 times.
Yikes.
Yeah, like I'm not even that big of an artist. I really am not. And the fact that like someone wants to copy Philo, I don't know. It just really bothered me. And so I posted about it, about like, this is the argument and stuff. And he messages me privately that he didn't appreciate the fact that I kept his name in the screen captures. He's like, now I got people mad at me for using AI tools and stuff. And it's like, well, that's not my fault that you use AI tools and people don't like that, And
it's don't you stand by what you're doing? Like, is it it's a secret?
Yeah, exactly. And so let's get this. I don't know. And so like even this music that we're using, that's why I don't know if it's AI or not, if it's just like, or if somebody wrote it. Like, I should just pay a musician for music and be like, write this for me. I'm thinking about paying a musician to write a theme song for us so that we have like a little video at the beginning of each episode. And maybe at the end, but I just haven't done that yet. I'm so professional.
Well, it's just early stages. We're not like, I don't know. It'll pick up. It'll be different eventually. It'll evolve.
It'll evolve. Or de-evolve.
I just got to keep remembering every Saturday I have this commitment. Like, I was almost half asleep when you sent me a text, and I was like, oh boy, I better get on that.
Well, I'm sorry for,
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Force you to get out of bed and play with me. Let's see.
Next Saturday I'm working my new job. It's really strenuous, so we'll see how I feel Saturday night next week.
Okay. Well, if you are working next week, maybe we will have our first guest, and that can take pressure off of you.
Oh, I don't mind the pressure.
Okay.
I don't know how I'll feel. It'll be interesting because I just started this job. I did 3 shifts, my first 3 shifts this week, and it's basically working in like a market butcher shop.
Yeah.
But they're very popular and very well known, so it's kind of nonstop.
Yeah.
So it's tiring. And this week was my training shift, so they weren't even full shifts. Next week I start my actual full shifts.
Where are we in our story? We have
he's lost all his fingers, all of them.
Well, I mean, this was the last panel. That looks like most of his fingers being chopped off to me.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so,
okay, well, it would be really funny if he was like screaming, but because he's a creature that we don't know if he's an alien or not, like they grow back a little. Like they start to grow back immediately, and he's acting like they're never going to come back, but they're already grown back.
Oh,
that would be funny.
Because he is a television creature?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has the power. He has the power to grow his fingers back, and it's like he's forgotten. So he's like screaming and running around the kitchen, screaming, but they've already grown back.
Yeah. Let's figure this out. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Delete that. We're gonna drink and think about this one for a second.
Drink and think. Drink and think. Drink and think. Drink and think. Drink and think.
I called this episode Out of the Kitchen, by the way. I thought you would appreciate the pun.
Out of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Is your man in the kitchen? That would be funny.
My man was in the kitchen.
I was just going to say, wasn't he getting you booze? He was in the kitchen?
He got me booze, and he's going to make me quesadillas later.
Oh, so, right on.
Yeah, no, Ian does the cooking in the relationship. I'm very lucky.
Yeah, that is lucky.
Let's see. And so we already have him screaming. I don't think more screaming would benefit it, but let's see what.
Well, I like the envision of. I envision him running in circles. Okay. Maybe having him sobbing, like giant tears streaming from his eyes as the blood gushes. Girl. Yeah, sure. As the blood gushes, but the fingers have grown back.
Okay, and so what we'll do is we'll have his hands up here, and he's screaming, and then we will do zoom in. Here, I'll do that right there. Well, do zoom in, and then we will have his fingers. Oh man, I don't even know what my friend Neil Cohn would call this. I'm doing comic panels in a insert
word balloon
in a panel. What is this?
That's like meta.
I guess so. Yeah. So we're gonna have his hands, and by the end he has his hands back.
Are you gonna let me hold you for a second? Look! Before she runs away. She doesn't let me hold her. Ah! She doesn't let me hold her.
You have a cat that doesn't let you hold it.
You got an eyeball. You got to see one eyeball.
Let's see. And then, let's see. We're going to have the dog down here just munching on his fingers.
In heaven. He's in, dog heaven.
Yeah, I guess so.
Put little hearts around his head. That's how you know he's, in love with the fingers.
That he's in dog heaven. Yeah.
He's happy.
He's and I can give him munchy noises.
Smack, smack.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's see. We'll do this. We'll have him running around in circles like this. So he's like, we can tell he's running around in circles. And because I am insane, I'm putting a window behind him for framing.
Oh my god. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's see. We still just have Maxler's last comment of he gets up and screams and the dog runs away. We got one person watching right now. So we lost our audience.
We bored them. We bored them with our manic comic.
With the manic comic. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do that. And then
I like how my hair looks blonde for some reason. It's not actually blonde.
well, what color is your hair?
Well, it's normally brown, but I've been growing it out to get it to heal so I can bleach it again.
Yeah.
I don't know where this blonde is coming from. I got lots of grays now.
I don't know. I got blue dye I need to put on my hair under the sink, but I just haven't done it yet.
I bought I'm gonna do the Gwen Spider Gwen look where I have like half bleached, half pink.
Let's see.
Here, I got the box in the screen. Look. Whoa.
Ah. Yeah, I see. I see what's going on.
I did it a while ago by accident, and then someone was like, "Oh, hey, that's just like Spider Gwen's hair," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even realize."
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna do it, and my nephew really loves that Spider-Man and Friends where they're all like little kids.
Yeah.
So
that one's weird.
See if he recognizes Spider Gwen's hair. Yeah, she's called like Ghost Spider in that. And then Miles Morales is in it too, and he's got a different name too. I think he's like Webbs or something.
Clem is what they call him.
Clem?
Clem.
No.
Clem.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I will look it up. I am this certain of the fact that they call him Clem because my daughter watches that show. Spider-Man.
Spin. They call him Spin, not Clem.
Spin. Okay, yeah.
Spin.
Okay. Spin. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Spin. No, you're right. But I knew it was like one syllable like that. And so we'll do this. We'll give him like little growy lines as he's.
Oh, he's got that robot spider called Tracy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting show.
I would really. I'm not collecting toys anymore, but I'd really like to get the how Doc Ock is a girl. I think that's really cool.
That is from Miles Morales' universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In the comics, Doc Ock is a girl in Miles Morales' comics. And they did that in the Across the Spider-Verse where they had the female Doc Ock.
Whoa, they got a black cat in the Young Spidey and Friends?
Yeah, I know. And it's
I was watching it the other day and a cat got super huge and I was like, oh, is a black cat gonna show up? And I was like, oh, I doubt it. It's just Spidey and Kids version. Yeah. But now I gotta find out what episode that was.
Yeah.
Spidey and his amazing friend Black Cat episode. I want to see how they drew her. What is she? Oh my god, she looks so cute! Oh, she's so cute! Oh my god, she's got a hood.
She's got a hood?
Yeah, with like white fur.
Okay.
She's adorable.
Oh, let me see.
Spidey. Oh, she's adorable.
And Friends.
She steals Iron Man's suit, so Tony needs Spider-Man's help to get it back.
Oh my gosh, she is adorable.
And she wears Iron Man's suit at one point. That's cool.
Just to show what we're talking about. This is her. Right here.
That was the episode, because she's holding the orange cat.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the episode.
And then this is the Spectacular Spider-Man, which was actually a really good version of Spider-Man.
Yeah, the theme song was great.
Yeah.
Spectacular, spectacular.
Was that the one that had Neil Patrick Harris?
Okay, how much of a nerd do you have to be? Here I am watching this show with my nephew, and the cat gets huge, and I'm like, is this going to be a Black Cat episode? That'd be so cool. And I didn't stick around to watch the rest of it. I went back to whatever I was doing. And now I'm realizing that was the Black Cat episode. I should have watched it.
I think it's okay because now it's something to look forward to.
When I'm forced to watch cartoons with my nephew.
You know, when you are forced to watch cartoons with your nephew, you start to appreciate the well-written ones.
Yeah.
And
no, I just use it as an opportunity to talk. Like I'll like say, oh, he's sad. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he needs help. You know, so that he's only 2, so I'm trying to get him to think about stuff.
Yeah, empathy and all that.
And also get the words for it. Why are you sad, Frederick?
Yeah.
'Cause Daddy won't let me stay up. Anyways.
Let's see, we're gonna have him really chowing down on this finger here.
In my mind, and I know you can't draw this, but in my mind, I thought it'd be really funny if he was like one of those Looney Tune dogs, and he had the finger, and he was like doing that thing where he like look at me for a second.
Yeah.
Where he's like, and it's like he's eating all the stuff, and it's just the little finger bone left.
Yeah, just a little finger bone left. Let's see. As it is, I'm doing this, and yeah, it's hard for me to always look up and do that and draw at the same time. So that's why
I don't expect
you being here, and taking off some pressure off of me, so I can actually like read comments and stuff without, like, what's going on, and then having these long periods of silence, no talking. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh man, she's so adorable. I wonder if they've got an action figure for her.
Oh, probably.
No, not always. You'd be surprised. I knew they do have for the Spidey and Friends. I think I have a Spider-Gwen. Spidey and His Amazing Friends Black Cat toy. Oh, it's a search. Somebody searched for it. Oh, there's Black Panther. No, it's Black Panther.
They should have a toy. You'd think that with it being as cute as it is, it's not just marketed to little boys, it's marketed to little girls too.
Yeah, it is. But she's like not a major character, so they don't always make her.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I thought on the Spider-Man show that was in the 90s, it was interesting that they turned her... They like invented a character, and then they later turned that character into the Black Cat, right? Like it was the chick that Peter. She was blonde, and Peter was like half into her, half into Mary Jane, but it was a stand-in for Gwen Stacy, but it wasn't Gwen Stacy. And then that character later became the Black Cat in the show.
Huh, cool. Yeah, I'm not so up to date on the cartoon version of her. I know pretty much everything about the comic book version of her.
Is she one of your favorites?
Now I don't, because something happened recently. She became a kingpin of some type.
Well, of course she did. I don't know. There's a really, I'm part of a group called Out of Context Comics on Facebook. Where people would just post out of context comic panels, and there's a really good one that gets posted every now and then where it's Daredevil and Black Cat making out on a roof.
Oh, okay.
And then it pans back and you see Spider-Man watching them from across the street, looking very angry, saying, "This is my supervillain origin story."
I don't think so. Come on, man. Okay, I love the Black Cat. She's my favorite of all the superheroes, but she gets around, man. She gets around.
Yeah.
You can't be mad about it.
Well, I mean, her and She-Hulk are very promiscuous female
and
characters.
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow too. And then after Rogue got control of her powers, she got a little promiscuous because she like wasn't able to fuck for so long.
Do you blame her? Nope.
I mean, yeah, like her and Gambit, caught up, but then I think he cheated on her with somebody else. I don't know. I haven't read an X-Men comic since like the early 2000s.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
What? It's in the bag. Her doggies was in the bag, unless it's still in the car because she had it in the car. I bought her a rubber dog head today at the mall when we went to the mall, and now that is the toy that we must find.
How big is this rubber dog head? Like that big?
It fits on your hand. It's a rubber.
Oh, okay, like that. Okay, cool.
That's a rubber puppet.
It's her doggy now. You can't get rid of it.
Yes. And so, yeah, he's gonna check the car. I think it's in the car. Okay, so we have his hand regenerating, and I have him way too happy in this panel.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's got a smile. What the hell? He's lost his fingers. He's supposed to be terrified that they're never growing back, even though he's forgotten that they do grow back every time.
Let's see. There, that's much better. Of him freaking out. He's gonna be like freaking out. Okay, so his hand grows back, and then what?
Well, I already come up with a bunch. What about our one listener?
Our one viewer?
Your one viewer.
Yeah, I don't know. Our one viewer may be very shy today, and I'm not going to put that pressure on them. We've been going for 56 minutes. I was thinking ending at for you would be 10:30, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that'd be an hour and a half. That'd give us enough time to do some panels and stuff. And so, let's turn this one on. Let's delete that. And so, okay. His hands.
Did the dog start choking on one of the finger bones? Would that be a thing? And now he's got his fingers back, so he sticks his fingers down the dog's throat so the dog can throw it up. Because that's the thing, a choking hazard, finger bones.
I feel where you're going with this. I feel like I need to show his reaction to his fingers growing back.
Oh, okay. Good idea.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do him like, that shot in Back to the Future where you got the hand in front. My hand.
It fades in and out hand.
Yeah, as directors go, my favorite living director is Robert Zemeckis. I love Spielberg, but Zemeckis to me has delivered like perfect movies, and Back to the Future is like one of those perfect movies, except for that shot of the fading hand on the stage because the lighting's wrong, and you can tell that it's a hand that's in front of a blue screen because he's lit from above and front, right, and the hand is lit from the side, and so it's just it's the worst shot. And every time I see it, I'm like, Robert, why'd you do that? You're so much better than that.
Did he make the second one?
Yeah, he made the whole trilogy. He directed all of them.
Well, the second one's quite famous for being the first time somebody charged someone about using their likeness in one.
Yeah, Crispin Glover. And Crispin Glover won that suit, by the way.
Yeah,
I know. He gets a dividend
said.
from Back to the Future Part 2 because of it. And then it changed SAG contract laws so that people actually have to sign away their likeness. Like, for example, the Marvel actors, right? Like Chris Evans and got the whole lot, like
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. and everybody had to sign away their likenesses so that they could use them on toys, they could use them on everything else. But they're also continuing to use those likenesses on things like the What If episodes and stuff. Like they can literally continue those characters for as long as they have, because the actors signed away their likenesses to the
well,
company.
I don't think in perpetuity. They probably just signed them away for the Marvel like heroes.
I
Characters.
don't know. Disney is a law firm with an entertainment division. Like they fight for what they own, and if they can get in perpetuity, I've been drinking, sorry, a likeness, I think they would do that. If they can.
But do you think that the actors would agree to it if it was for like forever? If it was going to be something else?
I think that Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and the first phase actors probably agreed to it, because no one knew that Marvel was going to be as big as it became in movies during that like first phase. And then I think as it got bigger and bigger and the snowball kept rolling, maybe people would have fought for their licenses a little bit, seeing how it went there. But the argument that Disney gave the actors was they needed it for toys, and they want to continue making toys forever. So they would probably have them sign away their likenesses forever. As like if I were Disney, I would fight for that in the contract and say, well, that's why you're getting this, big lump sum of $54 million for this movie, and you're giving away the likeness. So you invest your $54 million.
Yeah.
And we'll make toys, right? And if I were someone like Scarlett Johansson, she actually she sued Disney over the way that the Black Widow movie was released, because COVID had happened, and there was a liner written in her contract as well as other people's contracts, like the director and stuff, that said that if it made X amount of money at the box office, they would get a bonus. But because it wasn't released at the box office at all, everyone was screwed out of their bonuses. And Disney did this on purpose, because they're like, oh, we have to release the movie, we have to make money off of it. But like they made money off of it by not paying out the money they needed to pay legally. And so she sued, and they ended up settling out of court, which means she had a case and Disney didn't want to fight it.
Yeah.
And so like Scarlett Johansson, when that happened, right, she was talking about like Black Widow toys and everything were out and they weren't selling because it wasn't a box office release and stuff. And she said that she was supposed to get something like 2% of all proceeds from the toys if they sold above a certain amount. And her argument was that because it wasn't a box office release for Black Widow, it didn't meet this threshold of like exposure, and there weren't enough toys sold for her to get that 2% as well. And so that would have been Black Widow toys forever from that movie. Whenever they made a Black Widow toy that was based on that movie, she would have gotten 2% once it met this threshold, which was its production threshold. And so, but yeah, I'm talking about Scarlett Johansson.
As you should be.
As I should be. But yeah, it's I would think that if it were me, I would fight for having some control over my likeness, or I would fight for approval of my likeness, right? But I don't think they could hold on to their likeness, because then the toys don't look like Captain America. And so
that's true.
Yeah, and see, we're gonna have him like looking up here. Yeah, toys. Oh man, you know that's where George Lucas made his money, right?
Yep.
Well, hi there, Richo Zakafja Mayolovovic. I shall show your comment with the little hands. Hello. See? And then here's your little face. So
Very cute.
Showing you where we left off. Started this episode, the knife falls and it almost hits Philo. And then it does fall and cut off his fingers. The dog grabs the fingers and runs away, and he's screaming. And then as he's like running around in circles screaming, and the dog's eating the fingers, his hands grow back because he's a television creature. And so that's where we left off. Oh, Roots. Okay, so what happens next, Roots? What happens? Oh, I'm having him check out his hands. Go like, oh, my hands. That's right. I'm regenerative. Let's see. Let's do this. I don't know. Like, I feel like the Marvel movies, what it did is it was like the first really shared cinematic universe on screen. I mean, there would be Easter eggs from things like, you know, Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. They always joke that their universes are shared for their movies, and they even have characters to cross over. Mm-hmm. But that's not the same thing as like planning an entire movie franchise around these characters interacting with each other and one thing affecting the other. That was the first time really in history that we had that. And I feel like now everyone has superhero fatigue. You know, they're just kind of tired of superhero movies. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's the nature of the beast.
What, to get tired of something?
Well, they exploit it till we're exhausted of it. Till it doesn't make money.
They did that with zombies a couple years ago.
Yep. Even Marvel's guilty of that. They had Marvel Zombies forever and ever and ever. Written by Robert Kirkman.
I never read it. It was just the characters as zombies. I know that they did a what if episode.
Oh, it was just world. It was like a different world. Like it was another one of their worlds where everyone was zombies. That's all.
Sure. Yeah, that's the one where Mr. Fantastic gets all like weirdified, and then Peter has a long beard in it, right? Spider-Man. I've seen panels and stuff from it, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know. I saw the what if episode where they had the Scarlet Witch go crazy in the zombie world. And that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I have one issue just because the black cat appeared. The zombie black cat.
Of course. Yeah. Okay, so he sees his hands. Now what?
Well, he's happy because he's got his fingers back.
See, I guess I could do this where I have him like questioning what's going on. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Anyway, it would be informal not to introduce myself. I am Ruzuka, Ryuts, etc. And I do arts as well. I also love to do calligraphy like Korean, Japanese, traditional Chinese, Chu, not and Greek and Cyrillic. So we shall share this comment. Very cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Welcome to the channel. We're drawing Philo right now, and this is like the weirdest drawn hand ever. Go down here, delete that, and then yeah, like then what happens? What am I drawing? I am drawing a comic called Philo, and you guys tell us what to draw from panel to panel. So his hands just grew back. So what happens next? Let's see. And you said the dog should choke on one of the finger bones?
Yeah, I was just saying that he choked on one of the finger bones, but he doesn't have to. Other things could happen.
Yeah, I'll have him. Well, we haven't gotten any comments yet. We haven't gotten really any suggestions, so yeah, this is what happens when you draw a dog from memory. So he's going to be cough. Cough.
Hack, hack.
Hack, hack. Yeah, cough, hack. Hack. Okay, I'll figure it out. The hand that was removed regenerates into another him. Ooh, I like that too. So when he spits out the finger, it's going to turn into another Philo.
Yee!
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes,
good
that's
idea.
An excellent idea. Okay, and so here we're gonna put your comment up on the screen. I love that idea. And so yeah, this way it's we'll have Philo back here, you know, checking out his hands, and he's like, "Oh no, what's going on?" Yeah, I usually do long drawing sessions, but I haven't been able to do this since Ian had this shitty job that he just quit. And so, but now that he just quit it, I should be able to get back to drawing. So yeah, let's draw the dog here. We'll do Philo first. And we'll have him looking back. He says, "What's going on?" Yeah, because then there's going to be 2 Philos in the world. That's going to be interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I got a couple of but since the other him is a clone, its lifespan is shortened by the few minutes, since despite it being a clone, he isn't perfect, unlike the original. We'll see how far I can get. I still need to draw the fingers turning into a new Philo. And so we'll get there. And then let me put your suggestion up on the screen. There we go. Yeah. Awesome. And so we'll see how far I get. So that's going to be like 3 panels down the line. See, he's having like an existential crisis over here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So what's the new job?
Oh, it's at this butcher shop. I sell meat.
Meat is good. Meat is good. Yeah. You know,
luncheon meat. Every kind of roast. All the parts of the cow, lamb, tons of chicken breasts.
But then you get like the best parts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I got a bone for the dog yesterday. That went over really well.
Yeah, when I lived up in Canada, the guy I lived with, his family were ranchers out in the middle of Saskatchewan. And so they did Piemonte beef. And it's like an Angus hybrid between Angus and a Italian cow that had like extremely lean meat. And so yeah, it had nice marbling and stuff, but extremely mean meat. Oh, meat and ham, beef and chicken. Yeah, what a life. See? Putting the comments up on the screen.
You got cakes?
He's got cakes.
Bum cakes?
Let's see. So yeah, we'll do this of him going hack, 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 hack. And meanwhile, Philo's having his like existential crisis. Let's go back here, delete this, go back here, and then let's see. Okay, so then the dog hacks up the fingers, and the fingers turn into a new Philo. So we're gonna have here comes the fingers out. From his sick. Right, and we'll have the dog here. I know, isn't this like the best dog drawn in the world?
I like the panel structure.
Yeah, I'm trying to experiment a little bit, and we're gonna have the fingers here, and then we're gonna have the fingers like starting to like I'll give him like little tendrils and stuff, because we don't know what he does, right? We don't know what species he is. He is some sort of television monster. So yeah, so there's going to be like thing-like tendrils that will have the fingers. Oh, wait. I know what I'll do. I know what I do. Okay, I'm so smart. All right. We're going to do this. We're going to move this up here. And then we're going to have another panel right here. And we'll have Philo. And he'll be like, oh my gosh. And then we'll have the dog. And we'll have the shadow of the forming thing. Let's see. Currently trying a hard challenge. I'm doing traditional Chinese calligraphy. 20 characters written, 50,000 to 80,000 characters more to go. Wow, that's going to take a long time. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, Chinese calligraphy is not easy. Yeah, it's calligraphy in general is not easy, but I know that the shapes of different lines change the meaning in Chinese kanji, and so that's something that you need to keep your eye on, and I power to you for doing that. So yes, I'll have the down here, and this thing's going to be green, and then we're going to have 2 Philos and the dog. I feel like this one needs to move over just a little bit. Yeah. There. Just so I have more Philo room. Yep, each stroke of character tells the story of the word. Yeah, a friend of mine was showing me how in Chinese kanji, the word for volcano is the mixed kanji between mountain and fire. So it's like they almost paired them on top of each other, and it's yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have one Philo down here. In fact, we're going to zoom in so we can draw them well. Right, and he's going to be like, let me actually draw this. Okay. We'll do this. Yep, each stroke. I'll give him some of Chuck's signature hoof feet that he draws on his women.
I wonder if Philo knew he could clone himself.
You know, in the original show, we would have him like, there was one where he cuts himself open and little different Philos jumped out of him, and then they all grew into like full-size Philos. And so cool. And again, this is what Minneapolis came up with. Like I have a bunch of the original art still, and then I'm uploading the old shows on YouTube. But unfortunately, the YouTube algorithm keeps grabbing music and saying that I don't have rights to the music when I do. And so, yeah, it's just, what are you going to do? So let's see. My favorite is the word love I, which is the character created from a hand, roof, heart, and a whip. Very interesting.
I always thought it was interesting that the Chinese symbol for woman looks like a woman who has to go to the bathroom. She's got her legs crossed.
Yeah. Would that just be our modern day interpretation of it, though?
Maybe. But it helped me remember what a woman's washroom was.
Yeah. Where'd you go in?
I lived in Guangzhou.
That's right. We talked about this. Yeah, that you had lived there for a while.
I lived there for 3 years. And so I traveled parts of China, but mostly I went to Hong Kong as often as possible.
Is Hong Kong cooler than the rest of China?
Very cool. Very, very cool. I loved it there.
Let's see. We are...
And kneeling to her man. Oh, no, I didn't say that's what it was inspired by. I just said it looked like a woman with her legs crossed.
No.
But yeah, that makes more sense that it's a woman kneeling to her man.
Yeah, that... trust somebody who's studying language. Yeah. But it helped you be able to identify it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have our two Philos down here.
Dun, dun, dun! Two!
Dun, dun, dun! Okay. Yeah, go. And then do this. There we go. Okay. And then there we go. I love living in the future. Actually, that's what a woman character came from, yeah. All right, so now we're gonna draw the fingers. Yeah, I'll do... like, here they are, like, starting to form.
Yeah, that's cool. That looks good.
I hope so. You know, I like, Philo's level of art is not my usual art. You know, it's kind of just art dramming. I don't know. You know, I feel like it doesn't read very well because I rush it so. It's an image of a woman kneeling to her husband, and the word good hao in ni hao is a character of a son and a woman because in ancient times a woman is only good if he gave birth to a boy. In India, there is a proverb that that your daughter is somebody else's problem. Yeah. Yeah, and so a lot of ancient societies didn't have the best, traditional roles for women.
I don't think any society did.
It's ancient Greece was not very nice to women, but ancient Egypt was. Women could hold property. They could and choose who they marry in Egypt, and they had like priestesses roles. So they like in the religion they were very prominent. Yeah. And I'm trying to think who's like had good. I mean, the woman of Willendorf, which was the All Father era. Gosh, I'm trying to remember where it was. It's like the Yugoslavia era. There, prior to Mesopotamian stuff, there was like a single religion of that area. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, but the woman of Willendorf came from that area, which is this little tiny statue that's a
oh yeah, I know that statue.
Yeah, and so it's believed that society was very positive to women way back then. But again, this is like thousands of years ago. So we're gonna have a very scared looking dog here. I still have to draw him spitting the thing up. Let's see. And then, yeah, we'll have... I forget what the different words in comics are, but these little things that you put like next to stuff to like denote movement is called enemata. Like I don't remember what all the terms are. When you like use symbols and stuff for curse words, there's a term for that.
Right.
Okay, so we got that, and then we'll have the dog spitting up here. And then we got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to leave it at, though.
Yeah.
Where the dog sees the clones.
I mean, is he clone or is he like a bud? Right? Is he budding? I only know tradition. My country Chinese has always been traditional since simplified said by elders are bad omen. Simplified has lost characters' meanings. Your fortune lack good omen. Interesting. Yeah, here, I'll put your comment up there. There you go. Yeah, so we'll do this. Can you tell that this thing is like forming? I don't know. We
maybe make him a different color, like put some shading on him so he seems like so that the blob clearly becomes the man.
I was thinking about coloring these off screen, to because color takes time, but it always looks better in the end. And so maybe we'll do that. I don't know, but let's see. I'll give them little fingernails. That way you can tell that they're fingers. If I was just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I did it again.
What'd you do? You held your camera?
No, I just knocked my phone over.
Oh, okay. Let's see. You should put pop effect in the clone since he just emerged. A pop? Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Let's here. Do poof. Yeah. We'll have smoke rolling out. We'll do Jim Lee smoke here. Man, a buddy of mine is having me kind of tutor him in art. He has always been a lover of cartoons, but he's never actually drawn a cartoon himself, despite the fact he's a really good artist. And so he's done like great like stuff, but he's never actually made a cartoon page. And so he has me the dog's face that came out from my mouth. Yeah, that came from my mouth. Exactly. We'll do that. And so I've been coaching him, to get through it and stuff, and like, hey, how's your homework coming? And trying to encourage him to be an artist. And yeah, and I was recalling when I was an intern at Wildstorm when I was like 13 years old, and like peering over J. Scott Campbell's shoulder when Jim Lee was telling him how to lay out a page, and like Campbell did not listen. But I listened, and so I was sharing all of this knowledge that I had. Oh, you think the dog's scarred for life? Yeah, see? The dog's face.
Dog's definitely confused.
Yeah, that came from my mouth. And then he's like, oh no, poor dog, scarred for life. Okay, that's a good stopping point. Let's review from the beginning. So he's reading comics. He jumps for joy that he's reading comics because he loves them so much. His soup's on, and he forgot about the soup, and so he goes to save his pasta. Dog is eating pasta when he goes to answer the phone. Dog's super happy for eating the pasta. He trips over his long box trying to get the dog to not eat the pasta, and then hits his head on the counter and knocks the knife down. And then today what we did is the knife falls and the pasta goes all over the ground. It cuts off his fingers, and then he's like, my fingers, and the dog's running off with the fingers. And then as the dog's munching on the fingers and he's running around in circles going, my fingers, his fingers generate back. And so he's like, my fingers. And the dog starts hacking up. Here, where's my hacky dog? We'll add a couple more hacky stuff.
Hack, wheeze, hack.
Yeah, like more hacky stuff. And then he throws up the fingers. The fingers regenerate and they turn into a new Philo. And so that is where we leave off this particular Philo. We got 7 panels done. Last time we got 8 panels, so that seems to be our average. So yeah, I am going to turn back on our little sign here and say goodbye. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
See you next Saturday.
See you next Saturday. Bye.